I had issues with my OBS earlier, so hopefully this isn't an actual issue. Let me change my model. No. I want the cat ones. Those are the only ones I have. I need to get different ones. I need to make my own, actually. I'm an artist. I can make my own models. Okay. So, I am not going to do Falcons. Yeah, they do not need my help. VOD Reviewing BLGS finals. Okay. Dude, that sucks that Misery's like leaving. He's a really good content creator, and they didn't give him like a creator hub. Anyways, we're gonna watch Purple Slushie. Those are the boys. Okay, separate everything. Everything's organized. Don't do that right now. Cool. Let me know if my mic is not doesn't sound good. I have the AC's like literally right above my my work desk. So if I turn it on, I'm gonna sound like a fucking robot, which is not ideal. Future Bullet Pluto. Nice. Maybe I should actually do this. Maybe I'll move my character, make my character smaller, and then move it over here. Is that better? Yeah, hopefully. That way we can see. Okay. What do we have here?
For the pill bullet?
Dome. I don't know who their coach is, but I've heard him talk a couple of times. And he seems to know what he's talking about. He's not full of shit. So they might have a pretty good coach. I don't know who it is, but I've definitely heard him like talk once or twice. And what he said made sense. So that's rare. Okay. Let's skip ahead here. But how did Purple Slushie perform? Battle Actually, I get it in the competitive Reddit. They will have the stats. Oh boy. White Willow. This is not... Okay, that's funny. I'll explain why this is funny in a few months. Champ Scrims, BLGS, champ. Here's one. Where is Purple Slushie? Did they even make it? Obviously, Liquid one. Oh, they got 19th. That's rough. Okay, let's watch. Ring pulls away from them. They are just neg rotating for shield.
This one too.
Yep.
They're just shield farming right now.
Yeah, man,
Getting their loot economy up. That makes sense.
Going down.
that's one.
Okay, they're holding on to their evac, which is good because you don't want to burn that early. Do they get held at a choke here? I wonder if they get held at a choke. Ooh, it's already ring 2, and they aren't there yet. That's...
Skyhook, that's good, we know this.
Why is this rotation so slow? Sorry if my internet's so slow right now. I feel like they should have left...
Down.
Land out.
We'll just be like ultra efficient.
What is this? 1 minute in?
Evac, someone dibs.
When did they start leaving?
Heavy mag.
I'm gonna look for
I feel like they should have started leaving, like, now. Like 30 seconds ago.
see them.
Gonna go.
And they could have split this, too. They could have had somebody... Because they know that the ring pulls away, right? And that people rotate quickly. So if they anticipate that, there's a good chance that they might be able to get this cache, this beacon, and then the launch site cache as well. It would have saved them like a full minute of rotations.
We going for this juice?
Oh, we can
Yeah,
hit that on
I guess they're
Insane
moving as a whole
spot in
team,
there.
but
Just be
they didn't
like,
even get the
might as
cache.
well just wrap back, go launch efficient.
They definitely could have gone for the cache, I think. Huh. Interesting. I think they could be a little bit more bold with the rotations, especially if it's finals, because a lot of people rotate
Oh, you seen it go there.
really quickly. Okay, hold on. Anyway, where did they die here? Future dies first.
Very good, we got 40 seconds.
They're tunnel.
Okay, we're holding people out on ring 2,
Walking out now. Pathfinder.
which I don't think is ideal.
Pathfinder's like on this.
They should just get to a spot.
You're going to countdown side? It's not energized, it's not blue.
Got headshot from countdown.
Killed him. I killed.
I'm mech hitting.
Holy shit, what a shot.
Yeah, pass on blue.
Oh my god.
I'm mech hitting.
Okay, so I think one of the biggest misconceptions that I see with Edge is that you should be fighting, right? Like you have to fight, right? The thing is though, like the way they're spread out right now, like this, like holding out this position is not ideal because they don't like have a clear positional, they don't have like a clear advantage
go
of
fight.
information.
If he's on, he's good
And-
ulting us.
You're going to countdown side?
We got a
Like
back.
this just isn't a good fight. Okay, so this is like an old Hodsick tip, right? If you have the chance, if you had the choice in rings 1 through 3, through these rings, if you had the choice between a free rotation or a fight, you take the free rotation. Even if you're playing Edge, okay? Especially with look how many squads are left. They're gonna get held out here. Like they may okay, relatively, Purple Slushie might have a positional advantage against this team, right? So relatively. So in terms of like Purple Slushie is A, they might have a positional advantage against B, but the game involves like other players. So you have to deal with all these other teams, right, that are holding you out. And then you still have to find a position. So even if they win this fight, they still have to rotate in and get a position. So now they have, look how many chokes that they have to go through. And they're going to be held out at all these chokes. Like these are all danger points, right? And there's height from the tower as well. So because of that, they're going to have to be dealing, yeah, like just rotate. If I can get it down to one thing, just like rotate faster, they didn't need to hold this out.
Pass on blue. I'm mech.
Like on the opposite, unless the opportunity is like really clear, there's no reason.
I mean, you're done, actually.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
raise him and shit?
Holy shit! Whoever that was on me, Jesus Christ!
Close.
Yeah, I'm
Do you
rushing.
have a evac? Late, is what I'm saying.
Is Future still dying?
Silo, I think.
They're late.
Does Future die again?
You have
Twice?
evac. You have it. Place on. We're gonna have to oob over. Or go.
Not a fan of this oob.
What do you see, Pluto?
Yeah, okay. So again, we can like nitpick every single little thing, but we're going to talk about the earliest mistake. If you're new to competitive or you're an amateur, even if you're a pro, actually, what you really want to do is identify your earliest mistake rather than like every little thing along the way, right? So if you have a timeline of the game, which is like, let's say rings, using rings as a timeline, right? So you have rings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this is the timeline, right? If you make a mistake in ring, you can like talk about every single little mistake in like 3, 4, 5, 6, like all of those micro mistakes. But really, all of these mistakes are compounded and only exist because you made a mistake here in ring 2. Okay. So this is actually the value of of figuring out what the earliest mistake is. Because a lot of these decisions that they're making is they're making the game more difficult for themselves. So this is not ideal.
Do we
You
take a
should have just
level? Oh, no,
rotated
no,
them
no, keep going.
faster.
Good
Yeah,
dude.
take that one.
Like the way you'd want to play Edge, the way they were playing Edge at the beginning was fine. It was a little slow and kind of inefficient, in my opinion, right? Um, yeah, it was a little slow, it was a little inefficient, and it slowed down the rotation. And the way you want to play Edge, at least in these kinds of lobbies, is just get your loot up. Excuse me, get your loot economy up. You want to get your Evo cash up, your shields up. You want to get your the number of shields and heals that you have up, all that shit, right? And then you can rotate in. And then if you want to try to hold positional advantages to clear people and actively kill people, that's fine. But the way they're holding this team out is very passive, right? Hold on. This internet's so slow. Right. So they end up going to landslide while the ring's closing in. And the way they're holding this team out is just like waiting for the other team to do something. If you are going to play Edge for kills, you have to be the aggressor. You can't wait for this team to do something. That means like your entire team has to physically move up. But look where Bullet is, right? So them holding this area while Bullet is scouting is like so inefficient and it slows down their entire rotation. Their entire team should just be up here with Bullet, or Bullet should be here with them to try to clear this. But again, my preference, like the safer, the higher percentage play, is to get that free rotation, right? Just have the discipline to rotate in early, fine. And then once you rotate in early, then you can start like, aggressing on people. But if if you see that this team is like pretty weak, like look how far your team is like split apart,
Okay.
right? Like being up here has no advantage whatsoever, none.
Crack.
Okay.
Is this body gettable?
So did they die on the oob?
Because we
Up
were
the
evac, fine, evac, fine.
Yeah, they probably
Do we
died.
take a
on the oob.
level? Oh, no, 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 keep going. Good
Yeah,
dude.
take that one. My jet's pulled. I built
Go,
the
go.
bolster.
Land here, land here, land here. Nothing on me.
Okay.
He's building spray on me.
They're walking up on us.
Reactions from Pluto. Okay, so another thing is like Bullet didn't really like they were trying to look for a position while they were flying in, right? So this is like position A that they were in at Countdown, right? This is Countdown. And then they're trying to look for a position here in Skyhook, right? They could have gotten B, C, D, or F. The thing is, though, whenever you're trying to, like, you should try to establish before you take the evac tower, right? Before you take, like, you should try to pick which buildings you're going to go for first, right? And prioritize that. And then have your teammates, like, look for other positions first, because, or else you're just going to spread out. So basically, Bullet should have tried to find a position here and discuss with the team here and before they flew off the evac tower uh, to decide which building that they were going to try to land at, even if they had to slam it, right? The cool thing about this building is it's a duplex. It has 2 floors. And even if there is a team that holds the top floor, because it's kind of ridiculous to hold the bottom floor here, you can still kind of slam the bottom and take it as a coexist. It's not ideal, but you
Why
know,
not
if
14?
you're evacing into ring 4 into Skyhook, then you don't really, especially this late, you don't really have a lot of options. So now they're a duo, and now they're kind of fucked. Unless they're able to revive Future here. Yeah, okay. So they go down. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Also, if you guys have VODs that you want me to review, like during my free time, if I have free time, I'll do it. You know, I'll do those for free. I'll just like make a little list here of VODs that I'll review in the future. So yeah, again, just to reiterate for that first game, when you just want to figure out what the earliest mistake is, and they had quite a few early mistakes. Why are we watching Falcons? This is Purple Slushie, clearly. Okay, that was weird. Do they have a contest here? Looks like a contest. Oh, we didn't even get to see the contest because it went straight to Falcons right away. That's lame. Oh, okay, no, we get to see it. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's jumped off.
Crack on me. One. Middle. Left one. You play the rest.
Oh boy,
On me.
good
Yeah.
cover
Get the
usage.
pin.
Good cover usage. This is why we use cover.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, Pluto. Absolutely demolished them. C9. Yeah. Okay. I already don't like how this fight was like taken off. Like one, Pluto's a little slow. It's awesome that he like, you know, like pulled this off. But Bullet, like where Bullet is standing, right? It doesn't give him an exit plan.
Crack on me. One.
Okay, so okay,
Yeah, he's
look where Bullet is. He's over here where these bins are. So if we use, right, logic, Bullet is here. The problem with this is he's probably using a bin as cover, which is not ideal because all they have to do, all the enemy has to do is come here and just shoot him, you know, straight up. But Bullet, if he used the corner of this building and used this corner right here, this would have been a completely different fight because he could have backed up into this door where Pluto could have helped him, right? So Bullet here doesn't really have an exit strategy. Like every single fight you have, like, yes, you need to look at what's in front of you, you know, like you need to look at what's in, let's say, like an aerial point of view, right? Here's the enemy. Okay, this is the enemy. Like, yes, you need to pay attention to what's in front of you. Like, here's the bin, right? He's trying to use this bin as cover. But what you should do is you should always have your backup plan to exit. Like, a lot of pub stompers are actually really good at this, like using exceptional cover usage. So if we just erase this, it's a small, simple fix, right? But if Bullet was here, he could have baited this guy from C9. He would have chased him, right? And then Bullet could just bait him back into Pluto. Like Bullet didn't need to go down here at all. Like when I say bait in RuneScape terms, it's called kiting. You know, you would take an enemy and you go backwards, and then your enemy would follow, and then you'd kite them into your trap or your teammates. So, or an ability.
jumped off.
This wasn't really necessary at all. Bullet is doing a free 1v1 here, and he shouldn't. He should look like he's going to do a 1v1, but he should just back up immediately. He's using the wrong piece of cover, and he's not baiting properly in that fight. Luckily, Pluto's cover usage is phenomenal. And then the enemy pushes all at once. Sorry, one at a time, rather than slowing down. Again, like when you're in a fight like this, like the speed at which you kill your enemy doesn't really matter. What matters is just win, you know? I think one of the biggest issues in contests is that like this is a big temptation with contests. A lot of people will try to kill somebody quickly, right? One of the first pro teams I worked with, all they wanted to do was like, oh, we got to dominate this team. We have to kill this team quickly. And every time they tried to kill them quickly, they died. And I just told them just to slow down, you know, take your time. And what matters is that you win. You know, it doesn't matter how quick, yes, there are third parties or whatever. Sure, fine, whatever. Who gives a fuck? But like, it it doesn't matter how quickly you kill them if you die, right? I know this sounds so stupid, you know, but it's just like an obvious. But people make very emotional decisions in contests. Yeah. Okay, we get our position early. We have the ring here. This is kind
Team
of
in the trench
this is a
bomb.
hard game to fuck up. How do you fuck this up? They have 3 kills.
Be right.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of this play style. Okay. Okay. So here's the deal. I judge a lot on a team's. Okay, so if you have zone, if you're playing zone, right, and you have a position like this, you have a bunker position. Let's say even if you don't have a lot of heals or whatever, you should still be scouting for information to see what the fuck is happening, right? There's like a rock over here that you can take a look at, and then just poke at people, you know. Yeah, just move outside of this bunker because like your level of information is like this, and then the other door. That's it. Like your ability to impact the map is like non-existent, and it allows people to fuck you
I haven't seen
anytime.
a checkpoint pull in a while.
The other issue, okay, so bullet is scouting. The other issue is like the way they're holding.
Walk up.
Okay, there should be scouting
They're
here.
shooting at each other in the trench.
Left team, walk up on.
Obviously, it's like risky to like leave the bunker, but play your life. Do they have to move from this position? There's no way they stay here for half the game.
In the trench here.
Okay, we have
Bar team's rotating.
a good spot. Okay, when the ring starts to close here, you still need to like scout a little bit, but you're you're dealing with like potential pressure from other teams, so you're gonna have to tighten up your scouting a little bit more, right? Unless you feel very confident in your ability to play your life. Pluto has no reason to be scouting in this direction. Why? Because the 2 biggest threats on the map right now are always height and chokes, right? So, like, even if there's a team here, they're not an immediate threat. Like, look at where everybody is looking, right? Look, even on the mini map, this entire half is unaccounted for. You should always have somebody hard staring at this side of the map, but they're not. I wonder if that's going to be their undoing. And look where he's standing. He has no cover here, right? So if someone comes in from their south, they're totally fucked.
Netting it. You're ready to get them killed. Put pressure on them.
Okay. All right, cool. They're scouting a little bit more, looking to impact the map a little bit more. It's good.
This team's
Mm.
Fine, Phoenix.
There might be shots on the right, Pluto.
There's shots over here.
How do they control this? Do they get?
Come up.
Come back. We can hold this.
Hmm.
It's sniping our back, though.
Safe on us, bro. We have to kill that team. You have to go for us.
Yikes. I just can't go down here.
They're getting shot in the back. This team's getting pressured in the back.
Pluto should have asked for a Q.
They're breaking up, Pluto.
This team.
That nade
Down
is
side wall.
useless.
Planning to your wall.
I need more heavy. I need more heavy.
Here.
Okay, they're trying to prioritize clearing their back here. That makes sense. This is going to be their biggest threat because the amount of people that could funnel in from there is astronomical.
Where'd you get shot from, Pluto? Under?
Okay, so they're identifying their biggest threats. This is good. Should be farming here.
I need cells. Everyone in my cells.
Falcon sound.
Don't let this team fucking do this.
Tipping on us.
Okay.
Putting them dead. Dead.
Kill this. Kill this. Kill this.
Walking up, walking up.
Stunned, I'm stunned.
Nope.
It's also stunned.
I'm walking up with you, bro.
Give me crack. One.
Terrible timing. Bullet rush this.
I'm stunned.
Give me one.
Newcastle.
Castle left.
First press.
Even if they were. Oh my god. That was so rushed, dude. That was so rushed.
Bro, we got stunned to Gibby all.
Yeah, bullet rushed that. Like so much. That wasn't worth it. Like 3 points plus
I'm stunned.
like 12th place.
Give me one.
Newcastle.
Castle left.
First press.
Yeah, they had to clear that, but if he had waited like 1 or 2 seconds.
Just stay here. Stay here.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that a little bit. It's definitely rushed.
I'm stunned.
And he still had bubble, right? And he didn't even use the bubble.
Also stunned.
He only used the bubble to cross.
Give me one. Give me one.
Yeah, okay. Not good. Like he literally isolated himself for a 1v3. Yeah, he knocked one person and cracked another. That's great, but like this is a team game, you know? He threw there for sure. Like, yes, like he did a shitload of damage, but at the end of the day, like you compromised your team, you wasted bubble. Also, he didn't need to use bubble here at all. Like what I think one of the biggest mistakes that I see is just because you see somebody use a bubble doesn't mean you should use a bubble, right? Like this bubble is useless, and now they don't have bubble. Let's say Bullet delayed this attack by 1 or 2 seconds, right? He delayed this by 1 or 2 seconds. He's in there with his team. Everybody's here. They full fight. They kill this team. This bubble goes down, and then they bubble for a reset. That's amazing. Completely different circumstance. Same fight, different execution. So just because you see somebody bubbling, it doesn't mean you throw a bubble. You can literally cross this gap like easily.
I'm stunned.
Give me one.
Newcastle.
Yeah, this just wasn't like well thought out, you know? I think they don't really have structure to their fight. I'm not really going to get into it because this is something I kind of go over with my students. But there are 2 stages to the fight. I don't really have exact names. I call it half commit, full commit, whatever. Prep. You know, there are 2 stages to fighting. The first stage, you shouldn't rush ever. The first stage is about, I would call it the pressure stage, right? You are creating an advantage for yourself or a disadvantage for your enemy. And this is really, really simple. It doesn't have to be both, right? Now, in this specific fight, what is the advantage? What is the disadvantage you can create for your enemy? Well, the easy one is you just wait. You have like a 10-second head start on that bubble. Look when they threw the bubble. You can bait enemy ability.
Also stunned.
Bullet threw his bubble first. That was dumb. Look, they already used their bubble. The enemy already used your bubble. Just wait a second. Just don't rush it. You can wait for them to use their bubble. Wait 5 seconds for them to use their bubble. Then get into the bubble fight. You know, use the Q behind. But look how many abilities we're using all at once. We're just spamming abilities. So I think one of the things that people don't do a lot is, especially in this meta, is they don't bait enemy abilities. So that way, when those enemy abilities are gone, they can't do anything, right? Because they're completely reliant on your abilities. So, yeah, just if you waited a couple of seconds, you would have had bubble advantage. And if you saved this bubble, you would have had a way to reset You know, so just think about like when you like, is it risky to not use bubble in the middle of the fight? Absolutely, right? But you just have to think ahead. Like, how are you going to win the game? Not just win this fight. Do we have any questions? Nope, none.
Give me one.
I'm stunned, I'm stunned, I'm stunned.
Okay, did they die on their contest? Oh boy, let's take a look at this. Or was there some sort of issue? Oh, they 50-50.
Yep.
Pushing through.
All
Is this
right.
with Trev? I think Trev will wipe them to the floor here.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, that was Trev. Okay, generally, contests. 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 No. 50-50s. This is a 50-50. Why? This is all RNG, if you get a gun or not. It's no strategy. This is just like turning off your brain, oonga boonga, right? If they landed here, took their time, took the fight, win the fight, you know, this is stupid on both sides. And then they die. Listen, if it scrims, sure, fine, fuck it. And you want a 50-50? I don't know. Even then, I'm not a big fan of 50-50 contests, right? But yeah, if it scrims and you're trying to have a dick measuring contest, so that way on game day, like you can push the other team out of that POI, fine. Even then, I'm like not a big fan of that. But 50-50s are stupid. Okay, next game. That's silly. Just twice in a row? Okay, so they land somewhere else. Oh boy. I think what I'll do is I'll VOD review these guys for one stream and then like pick another team after this. Who else can I VOD review? So Tripods did poorly. That's not good. Oblivion, Stallions, Energy. Shit, Energy did poorly. That's fucking rough. VP, damn dude. C9, rough. MG, my boy. Fucking dicking on wands. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, cool. We have a power position. Holding it a choke. That's fine. Someone play the roof. We're split holding a power position here, which I'm not a big fan of. Well, wait, they have Bangalore. Okay. Yeah, so that's fine, I guess. Oh, they got steamrolled by Falcons. Looks like. Let's take a look.
I'm riding the bottom floor.
They're looking for opening damage.
Yep. Setting elevator.
I think ratting is not a good idea for this fight. Want to like establish some sort of power.
Get ready to come bottom, Pluto.
Yep,
I'm riding.
ready.
Swing in now, now, now. I'm in, big on there. You got that.
Catalyst low, catalyst.
Quick, quick.
Fine.
I hate this strategy. Oh my god, I hate this rat strategy. Why? There's no cover. None. Okay. Imagine. Just bubble, bro.
Swing in now, now, now. I'm in, big on there. You got that.
Just bubble. That's it. You have no cover here at all. Yeah, he knocks somebody. No cover.
Catalyst low, catalyst.
Quick, quick.
Fine.
Key. Also,
Swing in now, now, now. I'm in, big on there. You got that. Swing in now, now, now. I'm in, big on there. You got that.
yeah, this is a stupid strategy. There's no cover. I know this sounds so simple, like insanely simple, right? Just give yourself a cover advantage, right? So they're rushing into stage 2. So again, 2 stages to the fight. 2 stages to a fight, right? Is sometimes the first stage, that pressure stage or the prep stage or whatever, right, happens before you even shoot your gun, right? That might mean just giving yourself a positional advantage and you use cover. You have smokes and you have um, bubble. Use your bubble, right? You, yeah, this is insanely dumb. And then you get into a fight. Then you shoot your gun, right? Or close quarter CQC, close quarter combat, right? This is close quarter combat, but there's no prep here at all. The only prep here that they have is surprise, but that surprise isn't enough at this level because people can one clip you. I mean, look at this. This is it. Like bullet knocks one person. Wid is about like future is about to go down, right? This is such a stupid. I fucking hate this strat. I hate it. Also, if Bullet positioned himself over here, maybe it would have been fine, right? But yeah, that's like literally two of some of the best like beamers on roller in the whole world and CQC. Like you just can't. Yeah, that's insane. Now he's using cover. Bullet's living the longest because he's able to play his life the longest. There's no Q here. Pluto, drop your Q first before you drop down, right? Before you shoot your gun, I would just drop your Q.
Swing it now, now, now. I mean, baby, on that.
Drop your Q right here.
You got that.
Okay. If you had your Q, you would have won this fight. Yeah. Use cover. You guys have abilities. Use your abilities. Jesus Christ. I know that sounds really mean. It's just like that bothers me so much. Slice of Jow. Hey, buddy.
Down
I
here.
feel I
Yeah.
feel like that old man who's just like angry all the time. Sorry. That really, really bothered me. Use your abilities, have some sort of cover, give yourself some sort of advantage. And if you don't have an advantage, bait the enemy into some sort of disadvantage. If you're just trying to do aim duels at that level, at this level where everybody can fucking one clip you, you are brain dead. Also, you're on M and K. You're gonna lose to a roller player at this level. Yes, this is BLGS, but like the chances of that person being like a top tier, pro is pretty high. I mean, they died to fucking Falcons. So, okay, we have edge here, height, actively clear your back. Physically go and clear your back here. Not a lot of cover. So they're just waiting for this other team to make something happen. I hate this fight already. We're just chilling inside. I think there's no way they don't die here. Everything about this fight is screaming that they're incredibly reactive, right? So when you're playing the game, you want to be proactive and you want the entire team, you want the enemy and everybody else on the map to react to you, right? Right now, they're being reactive. So they can only respond to what the enemy is doing. And they're not counter pushing at all. They're not prioritizing a team to kill. They're just waiting for something to happen, waiting for this is like hoping and praying for something to happen. Just wall, kill somebody. See? They're just being stalled out until they don't have an advantage anymore. Wall. I'm not a fan of not having Bangalore on this map. I feel like Bangalore would destroy on this map, in this meta. Okay. This fight should have happened like a long time ago, like a minute ago. And now they're just fighting the ring as well. This is dumb. Stupid fight. Okay. Super, super delayed fight. Also, C9 should have made something happen as well. Like, both teams are just, like, waiting for shit to happen. Like, pressure. Like, try different angles, right? Like, they know that they have to kill this team eventually. They know that they have to kill this team. They have to, or else they are completely fucked. They have to kill this team. So I would do everything I can to, like, make sure that they don't even get close. But they allowed them to get close. Like, play on the outside if you have to. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, stop playing inside the whole time. This is like one of my biggest pet peeves when people have like a good inside position that they only play inside, right? It's like that bunker position. Like, there are angles on the outside here that you can play. And now they're just like, look, it's a minute 30. Look how long they wait until they make something happen for a close quarter combat fight. Literally a minute and a half. So literally 2 minutes have passed when they knew that this enemy to the south of them was a threat, and only now have they tried to neutralize them. Yeah, and now this is just pure desperation. I have a couple ideas of how they could have done that, but like they just need to get into the mindset of like actively clearing your back, right? So like the system is generally if the ring pulls away from you, which it does, like the ring ends up right here, and they're on edge. What you want to do is you want to actively clear your back, and you want to proactively clear your back. You don't want to just sit inside this building. You need to like go out here and just kill fucking everything before you move in, because there's no guarantee you're going to make it through this choke. There's no guarantee that you can make it past this team or here, right? So if that's the case, you actively clear your back and you kill these motherfuckers. You don't wait for them to do something. Okay. Back on World's Edge. We could have walled. Oh, key. Not a fan of the Valk. Did they get a fight here at all?
Get perps him and then maybe Valk up to the back.
Stomper beacon. How about gold energy mag?
Okay.
We can rat them maybe.
Is this another rat play?
They were all three faced at.
Bullet, brother. Like, okay. I will help you guys, like, for free, because I like you guys. I don't really know Pluto. I like Future. I like you, Bullet. I will help you guys for free to work on your fighting. Like, if this is like this is 2 times out of 6 games where your first like reaction is to rat, which is fine. Like, ratting is a totally viable strategy. But
I think they're coming towards us.
that's the only way you know how to fight. This is like really, really bothersome.
For fucking.
One's running up a crafter.
Walking up.
Yeah.
3, 2,
Take and fight, go.
1.
100. Crack.
I'm
Going to my side.
Kitty weak.
Okay, Future, you did not need to. Okay. Oh my god, I want to fucking murder everybody on this team. Everybody. Okay, this bubble fight is dog shit. Okay, 1. Future, you slide into the middle of the bubble, bro. Look at this. Look. You were in the pause. Brother.
100. Crack.
Watch this. You are in the middle of the bubble. You have no cover here. These guys can just peek in and out whenever they want to. Now you are isolating yourself in a 1v2. This is brain dead. walking straight into the like flying straight into the middle of the bubble is literally asking you, like asking the other team just to shoot you for free.
Kitty weak. Back.
That was stupid. Use cover,
Back two.
right?
Oh, we're gonna swing my side?
Kitty weak. Back.
Okay.
Back two.
That's insane. Holy shit.
Back.
Did you guys notice that Bullet is like usually the last person to go down in these fights? It's because he just plays his life better. That's it.
Swing my side?
Kitty weak. Back. Back two.
Oh, we're gonna
Yeah. Future, you go down instantly. Instantly.
Kitty weak.
Like, bro, nobody is out here. Imagine if you just stalled and you just played out here for a little bit and then you shot your gun. This would have been a completely different fight instead of you full sent it into nothing, into open space. You might as well just like pull down your pants and bend over for them. That's insane.
Back. Back two.
Key, Future, Bullet, Pluto. If you guys just want to go over like a couple small fixes in your bubble fighting, please reach out to me. Like I really want you guys to do well. I'm rooting for you guys. I like you guys. But this is unacceptable. Like this fight is completely unacceptable. It's dog shit. Jesus. Okay, we're all taking the exact same angle, which is crazy. This other team must be dog shit too, because we're just like full sending. Oh my god. They have bubble advantage now, and we're all like, we have no cover usage here. Like once that bubble goes down. Pluto's the only one who's like thinking about getting different angle, which is fine. Okay, so immediately, like my first reaction is if Bullet goes this way, my first reaction is to go to the right so we can get an off angle, right? But like double angling this, if they like triple swing, you're fucked. You know? You can use Bullet as bait. Bullet goes here, you're over here with cover, you know, and you just shoot anybody who's like about to push Bullet. Or somebody's about to push you, Bullet can get that cross angle. Like even how the way you guys path is like it just tells me so much about your fighting. Also, the way you guys like rush to this door is silly. You guys rush to this door at the exact same time. Let's say they didn't like block this door, right? You guys double rush this door. If there were people on the other doors here and they didn't block this door with Catalyst Q, all they had to do was just fucking shoot you, right? And just shoot this door and they get free damage on you automatically. So like rushing doors together is so brain dead. It's unreal. Like your team, your first reaction should always be to get off angles and with cover, obviously, and indirect attacks. Okay, so we do that a little bit. Luckily, the other team is Jesus complexity. That has to be Monsoon. Yeah, okay. Oh, that was a mid off. It's gonna sound so mean, dude. Like I love complexity too. That was a mid off. That was such, bro. That was such a mid off. Holy shit. Somebody go wide. Wait, why are we trying to push this while Bullet's off on his own? The fuck are we doing? We have redundant angles here. Control the middle space. Brother, control the middle space. There's no reason for two of us to be on this lane. Oh, we're getting loot, I guess? Is that what we're doing? We just killed 3 people. Don't need to do that. Ring probably pulls away, right? Does it counter pull? I think what I'll do is I'll end the stream and then I'll pick another team. Yeah, so ring pulls away. So again, if the ring pulls away, if you don't have an immediate spot or a power position that's free to you within like 3 to 5 seconds, you actively clear your back. So their back is already cleared, right? You just double check here, and then you make your way forward into the ring. You chunk it out one at a time. Kill this team, kill the next team, yeah, and just take your time moving in little by little. Okay, their back is clear. We're all in the same angle. We're taking our time a little too much here. It looks like we're going to be looking for fights way too late, unless we're evacing. Are we flying out? Yeah, we're fighting way too late right now. Like, fuck the loot. We should have been fighting way, way earlier. Fuck the loot. Pluto. Fuck the loot. Like, why do you guys care about this loot so much? Clear your back. Good. I would just start fucking. Now you guys only have a minute to fight these guys. This is dumb. Future goes down. Lack of cover. Future, that is twice now you've gone down. 3 times, I think. First to go down. Not good, dude. Cover usage. Brother. You got down from mid-range. Pluto. You ran across in their LOS back to your team. You should have just used your team as bait, right? They know you're there, right? What you could do is maybe, I don't think they're going to ape you. They're going to go to these guys, right? You're crossing here, which is open space, that LOS. So you could either use yourself as bait, slow them down, wall across here. I don't know, like, crossing here is just insane. Okay, you have a free wall, but this is still LOS. It's crazy. It doesn't matter. Like, future, you shouldn't have gone down. This fight, by the way, this pressure against this inside team should have happened like 2 minutes earlier. It should have happened around here. As soon as the ring pulls away, as soon as that ring pulled away, you should have started pressuring this team. Like, there's no way that the ring pulls towards you on this circle. What's funny is, like, I sent a clip to Bullet like maybe a month ago. He had the exact same issue. So like so the ring pulls away. Just goddamn, dude, just fucking start pressuring this team. Like, who gives a fuck about this loot, dude? Just start pressuring this team. Nade the fuck out of them. Pressure them. I think one thing that I call it like the roving lions approach, right? If you're on the map, you should punish anybody for being near you. That's it. Like, if anybody is in this vicinity of you, you should punish them. You should try to kill them. You know, you should deplete their resources for even being near you. But instead, we're just coexisting. This is such passive play. You should just be constantly pressuring this team from all sides for like 2 minutes. They're going to wear down. You know, you have the advantage. You have the space advantage. But instead, we're making fighting decisions at the last second with only a minute left and limited positions, right? No one's walking up close. We all have redundant angles. Future goes down on the exact same angle that Bullet has, right? So Bullet and Future both have the exact same angle, and now they only have one way to fight. Maybe somebody can go over here, shoot these guys, right? Or maybe somebody could have walked up on this door right here. Not like on that door, but there's like stairs that you can use and then use each other as bait. But the way this is like, I need to actually talk to Cafe and to M Coast about creating exact situations like this in R5 Reloaded because these need to be practiced. Like nobody actually thinks about how to fight in these kinds of situations. It's not just like simply shoot your gun. There's no advantage to having two people here on the exact same angle. None. There's only a disadvantage. Yeah. Okay. So work on your fighting. Uh, if the ring pulls away from you, try to have some sort of structure. And also, like on a macro level, just try to rotate faster. You guys are really, really slow rotating to rotate um, if the ring pulls on the other side of the map. So, yeah, not great. Do you keep the pressure up if the team has an advantage? Height choke. Yeah, you always do. Yeah, okay, here's the deal. If the team has a positional advantage to you, right? So that's a really good question. Let me do this. Okay. So the team the team that you're pressuring, who's inside, has a positional advantage that they're inside, right? But you have a maneuverability advantage. Also, we'll do this. Also, like they're just bad fights. There are. So, like, let's say your teammate is, like, let's say the enemy team is on height and you're down here on low ground, and then you're actively trying to push that team. If you're trying to actively push this team on height, and these guys have a positional advantage, and you have a choice to rotate. Again, like there's a lot of context here. If you have the choice to rotate, take that rotation, right? If you are forced to fight a team that is on height, there's actually quite a few strategies to this. There's like two pretty predominant ones, but again, you still want to like if they have a positional advantage, try to get some sort of ability advantage, right? Maybe you're behind cover here. Let's say like you're behind cover and then they start throwing their nades and then they use a Gibby ult, right? And then you dodge the Gibby ult without using your bubble. Then they're out of Gibby ult. And then they've already used their Newcastle wall, then they're out of Newcastle wall. So maybe you might be able to stall. So that way when you do cross into that space and you Gibby bubble, you'll have Gibby bubble and they won't, you know? And maybe you'll have Gibby ult and they won't. So a lot of it is just like thinking about what's in their arsenal and then baiting that out, right? So they might have again a really dominant positional advantage where they're on height. A great example is let's see here. TSM actually has this issue as well with Storm Point. They died to this exact same spot a couple of times. Where is it? So Echo. See this gravity cannon? This entire area up here is uphill, right? And pushing uphill from this position and this position is really, really hard. But there's a couple ways you can do it. You can do it by getting multiple different angles and baiting their abilities, right? Sometimes you can get them to use their abilities before you, and then you can also sequence your excuse me. You can also sequence your abilities properly. But yeah, you never like let up the pressure, especially if you have. Let's say like the ring pulls away from you, right, and you have to rotate this way, right? And let's say it's like ring 4, and you've kind of fucked yourself. You made a gamble and you thought it was going to end at Echo, but it actually ends over here. Like you have to kill this team. The first thing you got to do is slow down, like mentally and like think clearly and think about what abilities you have and what utility you have, and then sequence it properly, right? Um, I don't know if I can find that fight, but they're like TSM had a fight up here at this gravity cannon where they were trying to close the distance, like here, you know? But the way they used their abilities was so dog shit and it had like no purpose to it, right? They all like approached um what's the easiest way to do this? Because I can't find that fucking VOD. But we'll do uphill. So this is the gravity cannon, right? Like it's that hill. And then TSM was over here. So this is all like a giant hill, if you think about it, right? And then TSM was like trying to push uphill, and the gravity cannon was here. Like I saw them use their wall like here, and then but the enemy was still over here. But then TSM went to the right, so this wall was useless, right? Like this is why I think having scenarios in R5 Reloaded is incredibly important, and also having like a team to practice with. Like if I was TSM and I had the money, I would like get a couple tier two play people and just practice pushing these kinds of scenarios and not drill them, but like have a talk, like discuss with your team how you're going to do it with your current abilities that you have. Let's say if you have a catalyst, right? Like, hey, okay, I've noticed that the enemy is here. Maybe I wall this way. And you try it. You test out different things. You limit test. You do it outside of scrims, you know? I think this is like a big reason why I've turned down quite a few um like pro teams and orgs like to coach them is because they're unwilling to do something. They feel silly doing that. But in my opinion, like are you really willing to do anything to win? Because if you're not willing to like practice something as stupid as that, then you really don't want to win the fucking game. Like I fucking hate it when people are like, "Oh, I have all the passion in the world." Like, who gives a fuck about your passion? Are you willing to try anything? You know? And people think that shit's useless. You know, people thought R5 1v1s were useless until like a year ago. Like R5 1v1s have existed for fucking years, you know? So, oh, did I post it on YouTube? Okay, yeah. Then I might have talked about it. I do so many VOD reviews, so it's I don't know. I don't remember what I posted or not. So I'm gonna end this one, and then is there a team that you guys want me to watch? I'm gonna end this one so that way it's like a separate VOD, and then I'm gonna start the fucking stream again. So that way, actually, I'll change this to um, Purple Slushie Vod Review BLGS Finals. If you guys want a really good example of who did well, as I would watch Guild with Phony. He was like playing out of his fucking mind. Nyanya with Raven. Okay. Which team is that again? I always because they're not bleed anymore. What is that? Gods Among Men, Purple Slushie, Complexity. Is it Gods Among Men? What are their names again? Loan Sharks. Okay. Yeah, sure. Let's go over that. Thanks, Slice. Okay, I'm gonna end this and then I'm gonna restart. Let me change the info and then I'll be back in 2 seconds.